Today, let's talk about one of the interesting topics for first year diploma basic mathematics for the Maharashtra State Board. The paper code is 22103 and the name of the topic is statistics. So let's see what is the overall syllabus for statistics and what is the weightage in terms of questions for the theory paper. We're going to talk about the offline theory paper because I don't think we are going to have any more online exams on the MCQ, hopefully. So it's going to be offline this summer and following through, and the offline is for 70 marks. So let's see from that standpoint. So if you see here, I've just copied the syllabus from the textbooks of what is the unit 5, which is the last chapter typically in the textbook on statistics, and what are the typical syllabus on 5A, 5B and 5C. But we'll break it down in our own way so that it's easy for us to prep for the exam and get it scoring. All right, so if you see the mark distribution and the weightage for this topic among all other topics for this Sem 1 maths, the statistics unit 5, the overall weightage is shown as 14 marks out of 70. So it's shown as 14 out of 70 over here. But what I've done is, as always, I've calculated, I've extracted all the questions from this topic for the last 4 papers starting, I think, winter 2019 and backwards, and calculated really what is the weightage. And what I see is the actual weightage for each of the papers was never 14 in that sense. It was more than that. So the minimum weightage or the minimum questions that will appear from this topic in any of the papers would be 16. Over here I put it 16, and for a couple of papers it has gone all the way to 20 marks. That's a surprise element. So the range is going to be 16 to 20 and not 14. So 14 is kind of a wrong weightage. I don't know why they have given. So that kind of shows you what is the importance of that. So for all preparation consideration, you should assume minimum you're going to get 16 marks worth of questions in the paper. And on the left side, if you see over here for 70 mark theory paper, I've given the breakdown in terms of the weightages, and these weightages are not the official weightages. These are the actual weightages of how many questions you will get in the exam, and more than likely it is going to be more than the official weightages. Whatever you see over here, this is the official weightages prescribed by MSBTE, but in the actual exam you're going to see weightages in this fashion, and hence I've arranged all the chapters by the descending order of the weightage. That way it will help you where you should pay more attention, and I'll put a separate video on what chapters you should pick to score and what chapters you should skip completely, whether your goal is to get a good marks overall, or your goal for the most of it is to just clear your paper. Then how should you strategize and how should you be smart about allocating your time out of these 7 chapters. So if you see from that sense, statistics is exactly on number 3 over here, which means that the relative weightage and the importance of this chapter from a study standpoint, from a ease of learning and understanding, and it's not very, the scope is not very vast, the syllabus is not very vast to cover, it's very easy and you can do that. So from that standpoint, it's very important chapter, and I strongly recommend that students focus on this chapter in terms of the weightage and in terms of ease of scoring. And again, just keep in mind, minimum you're going to get 16 marks worth of questions, and if you're lucky it can go up to maximum 20, and those are like easy wins for you. Okay. And in terms of knowing your topic, how should you think about this topic? Statistics in general is a very boring and dry topic. Not many people are interested because it's very dry, and you have to just appreciate the reasoning and what are the numbers trying to tell you. So it's very abstract in that sense. So that's the word, it's very abstract in your head. So not many people enjoy. So that's your first warning. There'll be a lot of jargons and terms and terminologies that they use. We'll just try to demystify and simplify it, but you're going to come across a lot of jargons and terms. The good news is the syllabus is not that heavy and can be learned quickly. So that's one positive here. Okay. The weightage, again, like I said earlier, the weightage is very good, and it comes in good sections in the question paper where you can completely focus on that section and remove or ignore the remaining sections in terms of the choices. So again, that's a double plus here. and why you should focus on this chapter. You can always use Calci to do the simple calculation and numbers. You can always do that. And in case you're interested from a long term post college, and if you want to pursue a career in this job field, if you see there's a lot of demand for data science kind of a jobs or machine learning kind of a jobs. So if you are just trying to understand what this job is all about, the whole underlying essence of these jobs is statistics. If you want to be a statistical analyst, or if you just love numbers and trying to see patterns within numbers and identify the actionable insights using those numbers, just number crunching, right? Just number crunching. So if you're interested in those things as a long-term career, I know you'll be in semester 1, but this subject, a basic subject for studying for few marks and as a semester 1, will set the stage if you want to pursue career in this at a given point in time. If you're not interested, you'll right away know that this topic is or not of any interest, either from a math standpoint or a pure play statistical standpoint, and that way for the rest of your career and academics and post life in from college, you can just ignore the topic by itself. So getting further, like I said, I've extracted all the questions from the last 4 papers starting winter 2019. I need to see if I can get any other papers from the MCQ, but like I said, this is from the 70 mark era, so I've extracted those things. And the overall, if I have to overall isolate and bucket different types of questions, typically there will be 3 types of questions that you will be getting, and this is how you will be using to prepare for the rest of the topics. So that way it helps you, okay, what type is the problem in the exam when you get it, and that way you can recall and refresh what I'm teaching, and then you can just apply those formulas to get the marks. Otherwise it looks everything gets mixed up. You understand when it's taught in isolation, but it gets all mixed up, and then it's very hard to have a good muscle recall or memory recall in the exam where it is belonging to. So you can just imagine there are going to be only 3 types of problems in the whole topic, and any problem you have to just identify what type it belongs to, and then just recall what are the formulas, what are the jargons that you need to use, and there's a pretty simple, not at all hard. And that's the reason I'm emphasizing that focus on this chapter, whether you're going to appear for your KT exam in June or your new batch in December. So this is a good chapter to focus on. So 3 types of problems, and I've already copied all the problems, and in the next few sessions we'll be taking each type separately, and we'll be solving them. We'll be understanding from an conceptual standpoint, and I'll be taking some exam problems, and then I'll be providing detailed solutions to all of this questions over here. Whatever we have, I'll be providing the detailed solutions to that and how to think about that, and that way we can get it going. So hopefully this was a good preamble for you how to think about statistics and what is this subject all about and what it brings. And in the next few sessions we'll get started, and I'll see you in the future videos.